Yeah, last year some men from the Independence Reformed Bible Church reached out to a couple of pride events, really perversion events, because what they're saying is they're proud of their perversion, something they really should be ashamed of. But we had opportunities to go and talk to these folks. And I was with some folks that went to the Lancaster Clipper Stadium there in Lancaster and had some discussions there. And also about 18 of us went to the Lititz event as well. And the purpose, of course, is to try to engage people in conversation, which we were able to do. I'll give you a quick example, and it's productive and also enlightening, because you're talking to people who are not going to come to your church. You know, one of the young men we had a chance to talk to at Lititz, this was a sad situation that I'll relate right now. We were discussing with a young man who looked like he was in his early 20s. He wanted to get a sex change operation to quote unquote become a girl, which he can't, but that's what he wanted to do. And he was talking to our counselors, and sometimes he was screaming at us, sometimes he was quiet, sometimes he was speaking quite rationally. Here's what happened. He told our counselors that he wanted to get this operation, that he's very unhappy right now, and he won't be happy until he gets this operation to quote unquote become a girl. Well, our counselor asked a very pertinent question and said, well, you might get this, let's say you get this operation, whatever it does, and you'll be happy for a while, perhaps, got this new life, but what are you going to do when you're not happy any longer? Because that's going to happen, it's going to wear off. Then what are you going to do? And he answered without equivocation, without hesitation. He just said flat out, well, then I'm going to kill myself. Now, here's the interesting thing. Our counselors and our people there cared about him. Do you think anyone else there who'd been arguing with us, yelling at us, cursing at us, do you think they cared? No one had a single word to say to him. No one said, oh, don't do that. Oh, you now want to be a girl, and you've met, just hang in there. It's going to be None of them said a thing about that. None of them said, don't do this. None of them said you have so much to live. Nothing. The only people that cared about him were the people that were there to tell him that the gospel of Jesus Christ saves, and without Christ, you're lost. There is no meaning. But my point is this. You have these people that are out here at this quote unquote pride event. They're out there wearing it on their sleeve. They're out there promoting their message. And when a young man says, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to kill myself, they've got no message whatsoever. But that's the message we had, and that's the message we're going to continue to have. So really, there were hundreds of conversations. You know, you might be talking to someone, and sometimes they're talking back to you, sometimes they're not talking back to you, sometimes they're yelling at you, sometimes they're cursing at you. But what happens is, oftentimes there's someone off to the side just listening, not saying a single thing. And I've been to quite a few of these outreaches, and I've seen that again and again, where maybe it looks very confrontational, but so often there's someone just off to the side, just listening. You know, we're going to be able to talk to people who aren't coming to my church. They're not lining up, but they're coming together. What an opportunity. You know, in Christian circles, we talk about witnessing a lot. Well, here's an opportunity to witness to people that really need to hear what we have to say. We do know this. We know that God will bless His word, and that's what we plan to proclaim with these folks. So on June 17th, we will be at Lititz, reaching out and sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, who came into the world to save sinners. He is a Savior that came, he said, those who are well don't need a physician. I'm going to the people who need a physician, and you will find them at these events, and that is for sure. And so anyone who wants to come out with us, we're even going to be doing some training. You can find out more about that in terms of dates at, if you'd like to sign up, www.irbc.church/God is love.